Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today's the 29th of May 2024. Now so far the global cryptocurrency market is concerned guys, it is pretty much the same. Now people were anticipating that the price of Ethereum should be pumping up, isn't it? But look guys, as and when the trading kicks in, I'm pretty much sure the price of Ethereum will definitely pump up. And because of that guys, the price of Bitcoin as well as other cryptocurrencies will definitely be pumping up. But in today's episode guys, I'm going to be discussing some news that could actually take down the price of Bitcoin. Now look guys, so far as Bitcoin supply is concerned, it is 100% fixed, isn't it? But what is going to happen guys is on the 31st of October of this year, 140,000 Bitcoin will be injected into the market, and this has to do with Mt.Gox guys. Now regarding Mt.Gox guys, what did actually happen is yesterday, $9 billion worth of Bitcoin were transferred, and this was all sent to a single address, so we'll definitely go ahead and discuss this. Now it's really important to note guys that this particular transaction that did actually take place could be part of repayment plans to creditors, so I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this news. Now one of the biggest events that did take place earlier this year guys was that of Bitcoin halving, isn't it? And because of the halving, miners are getting less reward, but what I'm going to be talking today guys is more to do with Bitcoin power dynamics, and there's a really interesting report guys that has been published that talks about how much of Bitcoin miners have spent so far as electricity is concerned. And in this report guys, they've also gone ahead and shared some really interesting numbers. They have gone ahead and shared how much does it actually go ahead and cost to mine 1 Bitcoin, and what are the changes we have observed in April and in May. And guys listen, because I'm in UAE, I'm also going to go ahead and discuss how many Bitcoins have been mined in UAE, and the number so far as UAE is concerned is definitely negligible to be honest, but so far as Kazakhstan is concerned guys, they're definitely leading the pack. Now the link to this report guys is in the show notes below. I would really urge you guys to go ahead and have a read through it. But so far as today's episode is concerned guys, I'll definitely go ahead and talk about some really interesting numbers. Now look guys, this year the spot Bitcoin ETF got approved, Ethereum spot ETF got approved. Now because Ethereum ETF got approved guys, could it be possible that a Solana ETF will be approved as well? And who's to say guys, a Ripple ETF will be approved as well, isn't it? But one of the analysts from JP Morgan, he actually doubts if a Solana ETF will be approved, so I'll go ahead and discuss more information regarding this news. But look guys, it's really important to understand that if the US policymakers go ahead and pass a legislation declaring most cryptocurrencies as non-securities, then there is a very high chance that a Solana ETF will be approved, maybe even a Dogecoin ETF, and even a Ripple ETF, isn't it? So we'll definitely go ahead and talk about this guys. Now in the world of regulation guys, there is a really interesting news where the United Securities and Exchange Commission have been fined for $1.8 million, and this is something guys which I did actually touch base roughly around 2 months ago, and it has more to do with the case against digital licensing, also known as Dead Box. So definitely interesting news. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode, and like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, I'm going to be discussing 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now both the news guys has to do with artificial intelligence, and the first news has to do with UAE and France, and they have partnered to advance global artificial intelligence ecosystem. Now what role will blockchain play in this guys? I really am not sure at this point of time, because right now guys, blockchain technology is still facing the blockchain trilemma problem, isn't it? That is security, scalability or decentralization or distributed, how I like to call it. So any of the blockchain protocol, they should not be compromising in either of these things. Now me personally guys, I do feel that until and unless we do have some new cryptographic methods, the blockchain trilemma problem will exist. But let's say guys, once you're able to solve it, then we can utilize blockchain in the world of artificial intelligence. Now the second news guys also has to do with artificial intelligence, and this has to do with Elon Musk and Saudi Arabia. And the news essentially is that Elon Musk's XAI, they have raised $6 billion from investors. That actually includes Saudi Arabia's Prince Al Walid. So definitely positive news. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode. Let's kick start with it right away. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the Blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media guys is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously. And they're focusing on 3 P's. That is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing. Go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now, to be honest, guys, there is not much movement so far as the global cryptocurrency market is concerned. The only thing that has changed is the decentralized exchange. Now, Uniswap's volume has definitely picked up pace, and also the volume of forecasts picked up pace quite a lot, so we'll definitely go and touch base on that. Now, if you look at the global cryptocurrency market, guys, today it is at $2.59 trillion, and since the last 24 hours, it is up by 1.58%. Now, if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume, guys, since the last 24 hours, it is at $90.42 billion, and it is marginally up by 1.73%. Now, unfortunately, guys, the volume in DeFi is not looking good. It is at $6.15 billion, and DeFi as of today is accounting for only 6.80% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now, so far as the total value locked is concerned, it is at $107.87 billion. And in my episode that I released yesterday, guys, I did give my reasoning as to why the total value locked will actually go down, as in when Ethereum trading kicks in, isn't it? So please feel free to go and check out the episode that I released yesterday. that is on the 27th of May. The Lido is still dominating so far as total value locked is concerned, and it is at $36.42 billion. Now, this particular week, guys, decentralized to centralized exchange dominance has been relatively consistent, and more importantly, guys, it has been about the 25% mark. Today, it is at 25.86%. Now, look, guys, on Monday, it was around the 29% mark, isn't it? Yesterday, guys, it was ridiculously well at somewhere around the 28% mark, and today it is at 25.86%. Now, look, guys, so far as decentralized to centralized exchange dominance is concerned, there is a very high possibility that a lot of centralized exchanges or protocols that are connected to blockchain technology are using a lot of decentralized exchanges. So the key metric, guys, that I'm looking at is for decentralized to centralized exchange to remain at 40% mark for at least a couple of months. Then we can confidently state that the world is ready for decentralization. Let me know, guys, if you agree to my assessment of decentralized to centralized exchange dominance to remain around the 40% mark. Now, let me just quickly run through the volume of decentralized exchanges, guys, because since the last 24 hours, the only matrix that has changed quite a lot is that of decentralized exchanges, and Uniswap's volume has definitely picked up quite a lot of pace. Today, it is at $3.58 billion. Now, Orca, guys, is today at number 2nd, and its volume today is $777.25 million. The number 3rd is Curve Finance, guys, and its volume is $278.13 million. Phoenix is at number 4th, and its volume is $225.85 million. And finally, guys, PancakeSwap, its volume is $191.11 million. Now, based on these numbers, guys, looks like a lot of decentralized exchanges that are connected to Ethereum is pumped up quite a lot, isn't it? Because most of the decentralized exchanges that work only on Solana blockchain or Binance BNB chain, they have definitely taken quite a hit since the last 24 hours. Now, so far as the volume of stablecoins is concerned, today it is at $84.54 billion, and stablecoins, guys, as of today, is accounting for 93.40% of the 24-hour cryptocurrency market volume, and out of this $85.54 billion, guys, Tether USDT is accounting for $69.77 billion, followed by Circle USDC, and its volume is $6.78 billion, and FDUSD, guys, its volume is down to $6.70 billion. Now, if you look at the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum, there is not much that has happened, but the market cap of Ethereum has marginally picked up pace. Today it is at $464 billion. Now, look, guys, I wouldn't be surprised. The day trading of Ethereum spot ETF kicks in, the market cap of Ethereum might actually cross the $500 billion mark, but at the same time, the total value locked will also go down. Now, so far as the market cap of Bitcoin is concerned, guys, it is at $1.35 trillion. Now, there is a very high possibility, guys, as and when the trading of Bitcoin kicks in, the price of Bitcoin will react positively as well. Now, so far as the 24-hour trading volume is concerned, guys, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $29.55 billion, whereas Ethereum is at $18.74 billion. The dominance of Bitcoin, guys, is at 52.42%, whereas Ethereum is 18%. Now, this week, guys, I'm looking at the top 5 decentralized apps that are working on different blockchain protocols, isn't it? On Monday, we looked at decentralized apps that were working on Ethereum. Yesterday, guys, that is the 27th of May, we looked at decentralized apps that were working on Binance BNB chain. And today, guys, 28th of May, let me read out the top 5 decentralized apps that are working only on Solana blockchain. Now, mind you, guys, the number that I'm looking at is the fiat value of incoming token transfers from unique active wallets to decentralized app smart contract over a period of time. And most likely, guys, these numbers will be 24 hours, isn't it? Because if this numbers is more than 24 hours, the numbers are absolutely scary. Now, the number 1 decentralized app that is used in Solana blockchain is Jupiter Exchange, and the 24-hour volume is $25.05 million. The second one is Solend, and its volume is $14.51 million. Saber, guys, is at number 3rd, and its volume is $5.66 million. The number 4th, guys, is Squads, and its volume is $5.51 million. And finally, guys, at number 5th is DLN, and its volume is $3.27 million. Now, look, guys, what I'd really suggest to do is go to dappradar.com, and this number, guys, don't take it at face value. In case, let's say, if you're doubting anything, make sure you double check it with relevant blockchain explorer. The other thing what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, whatever volume you see in terms of dollar amount, try to connect it with another matrix, that is UAW or unique active wallets. So ideally what you can do is, guys, you can look at the dollar amount and then compare it with the number of unique active wallets interacting or performing transaction with decentralized app smart contract over a period of time. And over a period of time, guys, hopefully it is 24 hours, For some of the decentralized apps, guys, they have less than 5 or 6 people using these smart contracts, and I'm talking about some of the top decentralized apps in the top blockchain protocol. That at least should not be the case, isn't it? Because when you talk about blockchain technology, guys, pretty soon it's going to be almost over a decade-old system, isn't it? Now, granted, Bitcoin did actually kick off in 2009, but let's say Ethereum, guys, that got launched fairly later on, isn't it? So are we ready for decentralization, guys, at this point of time? Based on the numbers, I can confidently state no. Maybe it might take a couple of decades. Now, guys, this particular week, I'm looking at smart contracts, isn't it? And yesterday, guys, I looked at smart contracts in context of CBDCs. Now, in today's episode, guys, I want to go ahead and discuss smart contracts and interoperability. And let me know, guys, what are your thoughts regarding this? Because smart contracts and interoperability are two fundamental concepts in the realm of blockchain technology, isn't it? And both of them play a crucial role in shaping the future of decentralized system. So what I want to go ahead and do is, guys, I want to go ahead and discuss how smart contracts and interoperability will actually work in the realm of blockchain technology. Now, so far smart contracts is concerned, guys, this word was first proposed by Nick Szabo in the 1990s, and it was later popularized by Ethereum, that are self-executing contracts with the terms of agreements directly written into code, and these contracts, guys, automatically enforce and execute the term of an agreement when predefined conditions are met, and by removing the need for intermediaries and relying on cryptographic verification, guys, smart contracts ensure transparency, security, and efficiency in various transactions and agreements, and this is ranging from financial transactions to supply chain management and quite a lot of other industries, to be honest. Now, so far as interoperability is concerned, guys, it refers to the ability of different blockchain networks and their respective smart contracts to communicate, interact, and work seamlessly with one another. Also, guys, you can think of interoperability where a smart contract in Ethereum could potentially work with the central bank digital currency as well. Now, with the proliferation of various blockchain platforms, guys, each offering unique features and capabilities, achieving interoperability has become essential for realizing the full potential of a distributed system. And interoperability, guys, enables the exchange of assets, data, and services across different blockchains, fostering collaboration, scalability, and innovation in the blockchain system. So look, guys, the intersection of smart contracts and interoperability holds tremendous promise for revolutionizing number of industries and use cases, isn't it? So let me go ahead and run through some of the use cases, guys, because when you talk about cross-chain asset transfers, smart contracts can facilitate transfer of assets between different blockchains, allowing users to exchange cryptocurrencies or tokens across disparate networks without the need for intermediaries. Now, so far as DeFi is concerned, smart contracts underpin many DeFi applications, enabling functionalities such as automated lending and borrowing, decentralized exchanges, yield farming, and even liquidity provision. And interoperability, guys, enhances the interoperability of various DeFi protocols, thereby enabling composability and liquidity across multiple platforms. Now, so far supply chain management is concerned, guys, smart contracts can automate and streamline supply chain processes, tracking the movement of goods and ensure transparency and accountability at each stage. Now, interoperability will allow different supply chain networks to communicate seamlessly, thereby enhancing efficiency and traceability. Now, so far as cross-border payments is concerned, guys, smart contracts combined with interoperability solutions can facilitate fast, secure, and low-cost border payments, thereby enabling seamless transfer of value between different payment networks and currencies. Now, so far as multi-platform application is concerned, guys, interoperable smart contracts will enable the development of multi-platform applications that leverage the strength of multiple blockchain networks, and developers can harness the capabilities of different blockchain while ensuring compatibility and interoperability between different components. Now, so far as real asset tokenization is concerned, guys, smart contracts will enable automation of rental payments, property management, and distribution of income tokens to holders in real estate tokenization projects. And interoperability, guys, can actually facilitate cross-chain trading of real asset tokens, thereby enhancing liquidity and enabling access to a global pool of investors who are interested in fractional ownership of properties. And what about art and collectible tokenization, guys? Look, tokenization is the new buzzword right now, and smart contracts can automate royalty payments to artists and creators based on the resale of their works in art and collectibles tokenization projects. And interoperability, guys, will allow for interoperability between different NFT platforms, expanding the marketplaces for digital collectibles and enabling broader access to art investment opportunities. So look, guys, in the near future it could be possible. Let's say if you have an NFT in Ethereum blockchain, you can actually go ahead and convert it, maybe with your central bank digital currency, and then automatically encash it rather than going to cryptocurrency exchanges, isn't it? That is one of the features of interoperability. Now, so far as commodity tokenization is concerned, guys, smart contracts will streamline commodity trading and settlement processes in commodities tokenization projects, and interoperability, guys, facilitates seamless trading and settlement of commodity tokens across different blockchain networks, thereby enhancing liquidity and efficiency in commodity markets. Now, so far as equity and debt tokenization is concerned, guys, smart contracts can automate dividend distribution, voting rights, and interest payments to token holders in equity and debt tokenization projects. And interoperability, guys, will enable cross-chain trading of security tokens, improving liquidity and access to capital for business and investors globally. However, guys, we need to understand that achieving seamless interoperability among diverse blockchain protocols remains a significant technical challenge, and projects and initiatives such as cross-chain bridges, interoperability protocols, and standards like Polkadot, Cosmos, and interoperability-focused blockchain aim to address challenges and foster a more connected and interoperable blockchain system. So look, guys, in summary, I do feel that smart contracts and interoperability are foundational pillars of blockchain technology, emerging decentralized applications, facilitating seamless asset transfers, and driving innovation across various industries. And as the blockchain ecosystem continues to evolve, guys, the synergy between smart contracts and interoperability will play a crucial role in shaping its future's trajectory. So let me know, guys, what your thoughts are regarding this, or if you're someone who's actually working in this, let me know if you do have any suggestions. Because look, guys, in each of these use cases that I mentioned earlier and different use cases, smart contracts will provide automation, transparency, and efficiency in managing the tokenized assets and agreements as well as in it. And so far as interoperability is concerned, it will ensure seamless communications and interactions between different blockchain networks, thereby expanding the reach and accessibility of tokenized assets to a broad audience. And together, guys, smart contracts and interoperability will play a crucial role in revolutionizing various industries by unlocking liquidity, democratizing access to investment opportunities, and streamlining processes for real-world asset tokenization. So let me know, guys, what are your thoughts regarding smart contracts in the context of interoperability. We might be in a very futuristic world once this thing functions with artificial intelligence, isn't it? Now, guys, let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And the price of Bitcoin, guys, right now is $68,818. And since the last 24 hours, it is up by 1.70%. Since the last 7 days, it is down by 1.02%. Now, what did happen yesterday, guys? The price of Bitcoin on certain exchanges did actually go past the $70,000 mark, but it did gradually go down. And that was because Mt. Gox did actually make this transfers in it, and people were anticipating that the price of Bitcoin will actually down further, but thankfully that thing did not happen. Now the price of Ethereum, guys, is at $3,870. Since the last 24 hours, it is up by 0.94%, and since the last 7 days, it is up by 2.95%. Binance BNB Coin, guys, is at $601. Since the last 24 hours, it is up by 0.02%, but since the last 7 days, it is down by 2.31%. Now listen, guys, what did actually happen yesterday is that Mt. Gox, which is a defunct Bitcoin exchange right now, they transferred over 140,000 Bitcoin, which was worth around $9 billion yesterday, and they did that to a single address in 13 different transactions. Now listen, guys, we need to understand that this transaction most likely is part of repayment plan, that they plan to send it to their creditors, and the key date, guys, we need to remember is the 31st of October 2024, because that is when the repayment plan kicks in. Now all of the creditors, guys, they are not going to get all the funds at the same time. It's going to be distributed across few days and months. Now because of this moment, guys, the price of Bitcoin did actually dump down, and it did go below the $68,000 mark. It was at $67,680 in certain exchanges, and the market reacted bearishly, guys, anticipating selling pressures. Now it's really important to understand, guys, that despite the transfers, rehabilitation trustee, that is Nobuaki Kobayashi, assured that no sale of Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash has occurred and that the assets were being securely managed. Now, keeping this thing in mind, guys, it's really important to understand that Bitcoin inflows to exchanges still remain extremely low, and there is a really great analyst called CryptoQuant, and they actually published a report that actually states that the daily exchange of inflows are 25,900 Bitcoin, and this was data as of May 28th. And what is a bit interesting to note, guys, that this is exactly similar to the 2016 levels. But what is positive to note, guys, is the analyst actually believes that even if Mt. Gox creditors decide to sell the Bitcoin, the market will be able to absorb the sell-off at minor initial volatility, resulting in minimal price impact. Now look, guys, because we have multi-billion-dollar companies, that is Grayscale, Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy, and BlackRock, we are relatively safe, isn't it? Those are unfortunately some of the dangers of billion-dollar companies backing Bitcoin, at least for now. But look guys, more supply is equals to less demand, isn't it? So only time will tell how the market actually gets to react. Now guys, let's discuss some really interesting report. And this is an article guys that is published, and the article is in the show notes below. And the article discusses Bitcoin power dynamics. Now what the article states guys, that in early 2024, Bitcoin miners spent $2.7 billion on electricity using 28,822.62 gigawatt hour of power. Now what's really interesting to note guys, it gives you an explanation of how much of energy is actually used, because this energy could charge all US electric vehicles 87.52 times or power 1.98 million households for a year. This is absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? And what the report also states guys is that US miners produced 44,102 Bitcoin, or 37.84% of the global total of 116,550 Bitcoin. Now what that report also states guys is before April halving, mining 1 Bitcoin required 407,059.01 kilowatts per hour, and the cost for that associated was $52,144. But now it is almost double to mine one single Bitcoin guys, and the energy used is 862,635.55 kilowatts per hour. In terms of dollar amount guys, to mine one particular Bitcoin, it costs $110,503. This is absolutely expensive, isn't it? So what I'd really recommend you to do is guys, in the show notes below, it gives you information regarding US, and it also shows you the daily power consumption by country. Now if you go through the link guys, it does actually state that Kazakhstan is leading the pack so far as daily power consumption is concerned at 13.2%, followed by Canada at 6.4%, and Russia is at number 3rd. Now look guys, so far as block production is concerned, the United States of America still produces the highest at 170.41 Bitcoin per day, followed by China at 95.09 Bitcoin, and finally guys, Kazakhstan is at number 3rd at 59.56 Bitcoin. Now so far as United Arab Emirates is concerned guys, based on the report it states that it has only produced 0.02 Bitcoin. Now look guys, there are also talks about having Bitcoin mining facility to be set up in Abu Dhabi, and that might be underground. Now the founders guys did actually state that they want 25% of Bitcoin's hash rate in Abu Dhabi. Me personally, I don't like the idea, because that would lead to centralization of Bitcoin mining, isn't it? But this report guys is definitely a really interesting report, so I would definitely recommend you guys to go ahead and check it out. Now guys, let's discuss some news regarding potential approval of Solana ETF. And JP Morgan guys doubts if the SEC will approve an ETF for cryptocurrencies like Solana. And one of the analysts from JP Morgan does actually feel that the SEC views most cryptocurrencies as securities, and that is a major obstacle, isn't it? Now look guys, could it be possible that if the US policymakers do pass legislation declaring most cryptocurrencies as non-securities, if that thing happens guys, we might get a Dogecoin ETF, a Ripple ETF, a Solana ETF, and maybe a Cardano ETF as well, isn't it? So what I'd really recommend you to do is guys, look at the view of policymakers so far as Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is concerned, and if they do go ahead and pass a legislation declaring, let's say, most of the cryptocurrencies as non-securities, we will get a clear indication if a Solana ETF will be approved or not. Now Eric Balkanis guys, who is a Bloomberg analyst, he's a massive fan of Solana, and he definitely wants to see a Solana ETF to be approved as well. And to be honest guys, most of the information that he puts out is 100% accurate. Now guys, let's discuss some news where the United Securities and Exchange Commission has been fined, and they've been fined $1.8 million. So what happened guys is, a federal judge, that is Robert Shelby, has ordered United Securities and Exchange Commission to pay about $1.8 million in fees that is related to a civil case against digital licensing, also known as DXB, and this includes roughly $1 million for attorney fees and cost and $750,000 for receiver fees and costs. Now this order guys was issued yesterday in the US District Court for the District of Utah. Additionally guys, on the same day, the judge also dismissed the case without prejudice, meaning that the US Securities and Exchange Commission could potentially refile the case in the future. Now the judge guys has cited a March ruling in which a court found the Securities and Exchange Commission engaged in bad faith conduct or a temporary restraining order to freeze DXB assets. Now the firm guys later filed documents with the court claiming that the Commission's information was inaccurate, leading to the threat of sanctions. Now, the sanctions against the SEC guys require that the Commission to cover all attorney fees and costs arising from improvidently entered ex parte relief, and Judge Shelby guys essentially ruled that all costs requested by the defendant in this case were appropriate except for $649. So look guys, it is good to know that the judge has made a decision that definitely showcases that they truly understand cryptocurrency and blockchain, isn't it? So these were the news guys from cryptocurrency and blockchain world. Now let's look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And the first news guys has to do with United Arab Emirates and France, and they want to partner to advance global AI ecosystem. So let me go ahead and read out this news guys, because this partnership involves Abu Dhabi Artificial Intelligence and Advanced Technology Council, that is AIATC, and the French Ministry of Economy, Finance and Industrial and Digital Sovereignty, and this collaboration aims to develop AI ecosystem in both countries, and joint investment programs will be explored as part of this partnership, and the focus includes investment opportunities in AI startups and investment funds, and key sectors for AI applications include health and financial services. Now the partnership guys will focus on next generation hardware for AI, and opportunities for bilateral production and offtake of semiconductors will be explored. This includes leading-edge and essential chips for artificial intelligence applications, and an education initiative will offer AI training to develop talent in the UAE and France. And this collaboration, guys, will cover the establishment of data centers and supercomputing infrastructure build-out, guys, is also part of this partnership. And France's finance minister has expressed openness to UAE's investment in French nuclear power and AI sectors, and potential investment targets include nuclear fuel specialist Orano. Now look guys, Abu Dhabi has definitely been making quite a lot of news in the world of artificial intelligence, isn't it? And recently guys, I talked about Microsoft. They announced a $1.5 billion investment in Abu Dhabi AI firm G42. Now G42 guys is a key player in UAE's AI advancement and will deepen ties with Microsoft. And G42 subsidiary, that is Core42 guys, they will feature Qualcomm's Cloud AI 100 products in its Condo AI platform. And Presatal Holding guys, another UAE AI firm, has also partnered with Intel to accelerate applied AI projects and develop advanced AI solutions in the Middle East. So look guys, UAE and France merging together is definitely positive news, isn't it? Now the second news guys has also to do with partnership, and this is to do with Saudi Arabia and Elon Musk's new platform, that is XAI. They are merging together, so definitely a very positive news. So let me go ahead and read out what this news is all about. Elon Musk's XAI has raised $6 billion from investors, including Saudi Arabia's Prince Al Walid. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this, because the startup XAI have secured $6 billion in Series B funding round, and Saudi billionaire Prince Al Walid bin Talal and Kingdom Holding have participated in the investment. Other investors guys include Well Equity Partners, VY Capital, and Recent Horowitz, who are kind of the key player in the cryptocurrency world, isn't it? And along with them, there's Secure Capital, Fidelity Management, and Research Company. Now these funds will be used to bring XAI's first product to market in advanced research and development, and XAI's valuation guys before the round was $18 billion. Now if you actually go to the Twitter account of Elon Musk guys, initially guys he did have a typo error and he did put out a different number, but later on he corrected it and put it to $18 billion. Now Kingdom Holding guys already holds a substantial investment position in XAI. Now XAI guys launched in July last year to challenge dominant player, that is OpenAI, and CryptoQuant generative AI platform was actually released in November, followed by Grok 1.5 in March. Now Grok 1.5 performance guys is comparable to leading large language models like Google's Gemini and OpenAI's ChatGPT, and XAI positions Grok as a conversational AI for understanding this universe. Now it's really important to understand guys that Elon Musk has actually sued OpenAI and CEO Sam Altman in February, alleging deviation from his non-profit mission, and OpenAI has responded stating Musk's regret over not being part of its success. Now look guys, I very specifically covered this thing in my Crypto and Coffee a Day podcast, and Sam Altman did actually state that he does like Elon Musk, and one of the conditions where Elon Musk could actually go ahead and withdraw the case is if OpenAI would actually change the name of OpenAI to Closed AI. That is funny but fairly accurate as well, isn't it? So definitely a very positive news cause in the world of artificial intelligence, and Elon Musk working into anything does make quite a lot of news, isn't it? So those were the news guys from cryptocurrency, blockchain and artificial intelligence world, from Crypto and Coffee Date from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, mention them in the comments below. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. And guys, please feel free to go and check out my website. That is www.blockchaindxb.com. It is updated with loads of information in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain, artificial intelligence world, and even metaverse. Now for the next few minutes, guys, it's going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. I have a question by Shiva who asks, when do you think we go to see prices of metaverse related protocols to overtake the cryptocurrency market volume? Now that is such a really interesting question, Shiva. To answer your question, I don't see that cryptocurrency and blockchain protocols that are connected to metaverse will be overtaking most of the cryptocurrency market, to be honest. There might be certain projects or protocol that are, let's say, connected to NFTs or gaming that might actually overtake some of the cryptocurrency protocol, but definitely not Ethereum or even Binance BNB coin, and definitely not Bitcoin. Now, one of the biggest problems with metaverse-related protocol is these are tokens which do not have any use cases, in my opinion. Look, Shiva, I've said this. When you talk about metaverse, you don't even need a cryptocurrency or blockchain technology for that matter. According to me, metaverse will function much better on a centralized protocol. Now I'll ask you this very simple question. Imagine Apple going ahead and launching an entire metaverse world which has absolutely nothing to do with blockchain or even cryptocurrency and token. What are the chances of it to be a complete success? I personally think there is a very high chance of it being successful, well over 90%, isn't it? Now when you talk about metaverse being in the decentralized distributed world, until and unless we don't solve the blockchain trilemma problem, I don't see any of the cryptocurrency and blockchain protocol overtaking any of the cryptocurrencies for that matter. Now at one point of time, Decentraland's Mana was actually one of the highest performing protocol, and this was in January of 2023 when the global cryptocurrency market was on a downtrend, and Decentraland did actually perform extremely well, and the prices did actually pop up by well over 180%. Unfortunately, that did not materialize because look, Shiva, when you talk about the distributed metaverse, the user experience is absolutely pathetic. As a matter of fact, I often say, when you talk about metaverse, the new user experience has to be 10 times better than what you're currently experiencing, isn't it? But in a so-called distributed or decentralized metaverse, the user experience is actually 20 times worse than what we are currently experiencing. So to answer your question, no, I don't think any cryptocurrency and blockchain protocol that are connected to metaverse specifically will be overtaking any of the cryptocurrencies for that matter. There might be specific tokens that are connected to, let's say, gaming or some NFTs that might definitely bump up in price, maybe even reach a couple of $1 million. But other than that, I don't see any tokens to be going mainstream as well for that matter, at least for the next few decades. Maybe after 20 years, things could be completely different, but definitely a really interesting question, Shiva. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And guys, also please feel free to go ahead and check out my website. It is loaded with useful information in the world of Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, blockchain, artificial intelligence, and definitely metaverse as well. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And remember, guys, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto with Coffee podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, in the Middle East, in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain, artificial intelligence, and even the metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.